Imagine this. A massive object floats across the United States. No cloaking, no cover story, just silence. People look up, phones record, memes explode. But the government? Well, the government says nothing. This isn't the start of a sci-fi thriller. This happened. A Chinese balloon, yes, a balloon, entered U.S. airspace in 2023. It drifted over Montana's nuclear missile fields. It paused. It moved on. No stealth, no secrecy, just audacity. And when the Air Force finally brought it down off the Carolina coast, they didn't just recover debris. They recovered a message. You're not as secure as you think. And here's the twist. While the world stared at one balloon in the sky, the real surveillance system was already inside your home. Because the next great breach, it won't fly overhead. It'll come from the apps you trust, the devices you rely on, and the data you didn't know you were giving away. Hey everybody, welcome to Midweek Sitrep, your bi-weekly briefing on what's happening in the world of national security. My name is Jerry Fowler, and I'm your host. Every other week, I give you the context you need to see what's really going on, all in under 20 minutes, so you can stay mission-focused. This is the second episode in a 3-episode arc about surveillance and space warfare. Today's mission: spy balloons, surveillance, and why privacy isn't personal anymore. It's national security. Let's get into it. Surveillance isn't secret anymore. It's baked into everyday life. From the sky, yes, but also from your phone, your car, even your smart fridge. It's cheaper, sneakier, and happening everywhere. Skies to your smartphone. And that balloon, yeah, it was real, but it was just the visible part of a much larger system. This episode isn't about a weather balloon with an attitude. It's about how that moment exposed a deeper truth. We live in a surveillance nation. What really matters is what that represents. Nation states using civilian-looking tech to gather intel. Corporations collecting more data than some governments. And then there's you, the citizen, at the center of both. So you need to know that the battlefield has shifted from the border to your browser, from satellites to smart devices, from stealth to scale. And the real question is, this data, who's collecting it? Surveillance has always been a part of national security. In the Cold War, it was U-2 spy planes and satellite flyovers. After 9/11, it was bulk data collection and the Patriot Act. And in the 2020s, well, it's smart devices, AI-powered tracking, and yes, even balloons. Here's the turning point. It used to take billions of dollars and government clearance to run a surveillance program. But now, you just need a cloud subscription and a camera. Even your smartphone will do. Commercial tech is the new intelligence network, and that changes everything. Even the US military contracts private satellite firms. Law enforcement uses doorbell cam footage, and foreign adversaries, they're watching too. So this isn't about one government. It's about a global shift where surveillance is a feature, not a secret. Okay, let's take a quick break. If you haven't signed up for the Midweek Sitrep Substack, now's the time. I'm giving away a free Everything is National Security dad hat to one subscriber, randomly selected between now and July 31st. There won't be any announcements or shout-outs. I'm going to contact the winner privately. Just head to midweeksitrep.substack.com and sign up for the Insider Brief. It's your direct line to deeper insights, sources, and the stories behind the headlines. No spam, no fluff, just situational awareness delivered. Sign up now. All right, back to the episode. So gather around, it's story time. January 2023, a high-altitude balloon enters U.S. airspace near Alaska. It drifts down over Idaho, then across Montana, over nuclear missile fields. It pauses. It lingers. It moves on. Inside the Pentagon, alarms are going off. Fighter jets are scrambled. Intelligence agencies track it silently. And still, no one tells the public. Eventually, after days of silence, the balloon is shot down off the coast of South Carolina. Here's what we learned later. The balloon was roughly the size of 3 school buses, carrying a payload comparable to a regional jet. It was equipped with antennas capable of collecting signals intelligence, and it likely had the ability to transmit that data back to China in real time. But do you want to know what the most chilling revelation is? This wasn't the first time. Officials admitted there had been at least 4 previous incursions over U.S. territory, and China's balloon program had targeted over 40 countries worldwide. This wasn't espionage through stealth. It was espionage through confidence. Here's the kicker. Some of the recovered components, made in America, off-the-shelf U.S. tech used in a Chinese surveillance platform. A reminder that even supply chains are part of national security. So let's bring it home. You've probably heard the warnings. Don't use TikTok. Cover your webcam. Watch what you say around your phone. And that sounds pretty paranoid, doesn't it? Well, it's not. Because you're not just being watched by governments. You're being watched by apps, devices, smart cars, fitness trackers, even your vacuum. Not because someone's spying on you directly, but because surveillance is the business model. Companies collect it. Adversaries exploit it. Governments regulate it when they can keep up. And here's where it gets serious. That cute gadget you sell, it might be a national security concern. That foreign partner, that might trigger a CFIUS review. That feature you added, it might fall under export controls. We used to think of national security as soldiers, spies, and satellites. Now it's cloud storage, GPS chips, and who owns your data. Privacy isn't just personal anymore. It's political. It's economic. It's strategic. It's under pressure from every direction. Hey, you. You want to support the show and look good while doing it? Well, of course you do. So you can head over to everythingisnationalsecurity.com and get your official Midweek Sitrep merch. Hats, shirts, and gear for the everyday listener who knows that everything is national security. So whether you're commuting or rucking or breaking down geopolitics over brunch, rep the mission. That's everythingisnationalsecurity.com, where strategy meets style. Hope to see you there. So what's next? Here's 3 things I think you need to watch out for. The first, more balloons. Yes, more balloons, more drones, more aerial platforms. Because these tools are cheap, deniable, and increasingly capable. Growing legal pressure on foreign ownership of tech companies, on TikTok, DJI, and even electric vehicle manufacturers. Smart car telemetry, and AI camera systems. And also some new battles in Congress over data privacy, surveillance, and export controls. But here's the hard truth. You can't regulate a balloon. You can only respond once it's over your head. And in the age of visible surveillance, it's not what's hidden that's dangerous. It's what's right in front of us, ignored, until it's too late. Let's be real. This wasn't some rogue weather balloon that drifted off course. This was a calculated incursion. And while it gathered intelligence, it also tested our systems. How fast would we detect it? How would the government respond? Would we tell the public? Would we shoot it down? The answers? Too slow, too quiet, too late. And that balloon wasn't just looking down. It was looking for weakness. Because sometimes the most valuable intel isn't what you see, it's what you provoke. And from a strategic perspective, China might have learned something more from our hesitation than from anything their sensors ever could have picked up. Let's wrap this up. You might be thinking, I'm not in the military, I'm not a tech CEO, and I'm not in the government. So what do I do with any of this? Well, I think you start here. I think you update your habits. If it's connected, it's a vulnerability. That doesn't mean to live in fear. It means to stay aware. Turn off what you don't need. Review your app permissions and delete what doesn't serve you. I think you can ask better questions. When a company offers a smart product, ask, who owns this? And where does my data go? Privacy isn't just a feature, it's a liability. I think you can watch what gets normalized. What feels like a convenience today might be a surveillance tool tomorrow. And once it becomes normal, it's much harder to push back. You don't need a security clearance to care about national security, because in a surveillance nation, everyone is in the loop. Listen, the balloon made headlines, but the real threat is what we accept, passively, quietly, and permanently. That's it for today's Midweek Sitrep. If this episode got you thinking, don't let the conversation stop here. Head over to the Insider Brief on Substack and subscribe. It's where we dig deeper, answer your questions, and preview what's next. And you might win a hat. We're also on YouTube, where you'll find short clips, interviews, and bonus content. Make sure to subscribe there if you haven't already. And if you want to support the show, check out our merch. Every shirt, hat, all of it. It helps keep Midweek Sitrep independent and growing. That's everythingisnationalsecurity.com. Subscribe, share, and stay sharp. I'm Jerry Fowler, and remember, everything is national security. See you next time. Midweek Sitrep with Jerry Fowler is an independent production of OpScent Media Group, LLC. The information provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal, financial, or professional advice. Listeners should consult with a qualified professional before making any decisions based upon the content discussed. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host, Jerry Fowler, and any guest, and do not reflect the official policy, position, or endorsement of any current or former employer, client, government agency, military organization, educational institution, or any other entity for which the host, Jerry Fowler, may be affiliated. Mention of a company, product, or service does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation. Any references are provided for informational purposes only. This podcast does not disclose any classified, proprietary, or confidential information. All discussions are based upon publicly available information and personal expertise. Everything's national security. OpScent Media Group, LLC.